The story, of course, in Dortmund, the bomb attack on the team bus of that football team, making big headlines and, of course, I imagine causing a lot of talk online.
Yes, absolutely. Borussia Dortmund, of course, were due to host Monaco this evening, first round of the Champions League quarter-finals. But the team bus, it does seem, came under attack. Borussia Dortmund themselves tweeting confirmation saying that this was a bomb explosion, but that there was no danger in or around the stadium for the fans who were awaiting the start of the game when news came through. Police have confirmed that there were 3 explosions and say that after the initial investigation, they assumed this was an attack with serious explosives. That's despite the fact that a lot of people online are speculating and insisting, really, that it was merely firecrackers. Now, perhaps that's been stoked a little by the fact that the pictures of the bus don't show a huge amount of damage. You can see that there's a window shattered. There appears to be some damage to a wheel, but it does seem fairly limited. But police have confirmed now that they do believe serious explosives were involved in this. Spanish defender Marc Bartra has been taken to hospital. We understand that his injuries aren't thought to be serious. They either involve his hand or his arm. We are awaiting, obviously, confirmation of that kind of information. Somebody here wishing him to get well soon. Lots of messages like that online, and this one I found particularly touching just because he looks really rather adorable in this GIF, it has to be said. And lots of people really hoping that he gets well soon. Of course, he probably, potentially, won't be taking part in tomorrow's delayed match, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Inside the stadium, there was confirmation fairly quickly that there was a problem. They put it up on the big screens. This person who was there said the atmosphere changed inside the stadium very quickly after that happened. But once people knew what had gone on, the Monaco fans actually started singing Dortmund, chanting it really, and said that was very warmly received by the Dortmund fans who were there. As you can see, not that many people gathered in the stadium at that stage. This actually captures the chanting in video form, and it must have been quite a heartwarming moment for the Dortmund fans, and it's a good show of support from Monaco too. The other thing that's really been rather sweet in light of this attack is the fact that Borussia Dortmund has publicised a hashtag Bed for Away Fans, and they're encouraging people who'd come to see Monaco to use that hashtag to find people who are willing to give them rooms so that they can stay over and stay for the match tomorrow. And lots of people making use of that, as we have seen in other incidents where there have been tragedies and terror attacks and the like. This has been used too. Just a final word on why Marc Bartra is a real fan favourite. This story just a couple of days ago, he actually made good on his promise to track down a woman who sat alone. You can just see her in the yellow shirt there in a crowd of blue amongst a group of Schalke supporters. He pledged to track her down. He did so on Saturday and gave her a signed shirt. So it shows that he really is a great man for the fans, and we hope here that he gets well soon too.
That is a really lovely gesture, and clearly, as you say, I mean, he looks like an adorable character, certainly someone who is good for the game of football. And it's really ironic that someone like that should get hurt in this way. Dortmund, a club that is well followed, average crowds are like 50,000, so you can imagine the number of people that were there and the chaos and panic this could have caused. But clearly, as we understand it, this was something that happened outside a hotel as the bus went past an exit. 3 blasts going off, and according to Dortmund's chief executive, the bus very much the target, and I think the story as it's panning out seems to show that, so we await more details on that one. Now, Emma, are you going to take us back to a story that you told us about 24 hours ago, about United Airways, Airlines, and how they forcibly threw a passenger off a flight, and this has gone viral, hasn't it? Massive.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure everyone has seen the videos by now. There are plenty of them out there. But if you haven't, we do have a little clip to show you that will show you what all the fuss is about. We can show you those pictures now. It shows a paying customer being manhandled, dragged from his seat by security staff. He's bloodied, he's confused. Other passengers are screaming out, "What are you doing? No, stop it." And this was all because he was being bumped off the flight to make way for airline staff. He'd done nothing wrong. He'd paid for his seat and then was ejected from it in that fashion. Now, there has been a lot of criticism of United Airlines, but it does seem that finally they've got a PR guru in to dig them out of this hole, because Oscar Munoz, the CEO of United, issued another statement today, very different in tone to the ones we've seen before. "I'm sorry, we will fix this," he said. He calls it a horrific event. He says, "I deeply apologise to the customer," something he hasn't done until now. He also says that no one should ever be mistreated this way, and it's never too late to do the right thing. Now, the reason they've had so much criticism is that previously he appeared to basically have blamed the passenger for his own fate, saying that he was disruptive and belligerent. It's provided a lot of ammunition, really, for cartoonists. Ada coming up with this one, the air stewardess saying, "Thanks for flying the friendly skies," as the man is being pummeled on the floor by men with batons. Slight exaggeration on what actually happened. But what's interesting is, of course, the old slogan for United Airlines was "Fly the friendly skies." And that has prompted a lot of people to start tweeting using the hashtag New United Airlines mottos. "We put the hospital in hospitality." "Pay for the seating, stay for the beating," I think is probably my favourite one of all. This Twitter user has come up with a new logo for them. "Let us re-accommodate you, United," because that was the phrase they used originally. Not that this man had been assaulted. They said he had been re-accommodated, which is an interesting turn of phrase.
Interesting way of putting it, isn't it?
Absolutely. This Twitter user has come up with a different logo for Southwest Airlines. I don't think it is a genuine advert by Southwest. "We beat the competition, not you." But there will be a serious side to this for United, as we've been talking about share prices.
So there should be.
But it was reported originally that the gentleman in question was Chinese. We now think he's actually Vietnamese, but it hasn't stopped there being outrage in China. And as it says here in Mashable, that they are now cutting out their United mileage cards. And they're putting images like this online. I'm assuming that that is a way of saying that you're not too impressed with what they've done, and lots of things like that online. So that really will be very damaging in the long run for United. It'll take them a long time to brush this one under the carpet.
Whatever his nationality, he was treated absolutely appallingly, and it's gone viral, and some would say deservedly so for United Airlines. Emma James, thank you very much indeed.